when we saw what happened with how many times has habeas corpus been suspended in our country?
Once that I know of.
4 times.
For certain. I'm not certain if those were...
The instance that you were referring to was one where the courts subsequently showed that Congress is the one that has the ability. Do you know what section of the Constitution the suspension clause of habeas corpus is in?
I do not. Nope.
Do you know which article it is in?
No, I do not, sir.
Okay, well, it is in Article 1. Do you know which branch of government Article 1 outlines the tasks and the responsibilities for?
Yes.
Which one?
Congress.
Yes.
You would think that would be elementary school type stuff, especially when it comes to people who are either cabinet members or top officials in the Trump administration. They don't even know what habeas corpus is. So Democratic Senator Hassan has more questions for Kristi Noem about it. She's exposed Kristi Noem, so expose her even more. Democratic Senator Hassan from New Hampshire. Here, play this clip.
I have been asking executive branch nominees a simple question over the past few months. Mm-hmm. If the president orders them to break the law, I've been asking, will you follow the law or follow the order? I want to ask you a more specific question here. If the president tries to suspend habeas corpus and a federal court reverses the president's order, will you comply with the court order and uphold habeas corpus, or will you follow the president's directive?
We are following all federal court orders and are complying with that, as is the president, and every decision that I make as well.
That is obviously not true for anybody who reads the news. There are federal court orders right now, including returning somebody who was deported mistakenly. But to be clear, this is about a fundamental legal right that ensures that we live in a free society instead of a police state.
And one of the things that you hear Kristi Noem trying to say, is like the little bit of information she does. Didn't Lincoln suspend the writ of habeas corpus? Well, Congress passed in 1863 the Habeas Corpus Suspension Act during the Civil War. Congress passed the Habeas Corpus Suspension Act, and courts who have looked at this, like the case Ex parte Merriman in 1861, have held this is a congressional power. But Kristi Noem doesn't even know what the writ of habeas corpus is. Now, at the same time, Kristi Noem admits that she doesn't know what the writ of habeas corpus is. Watch Senator Warren's cross-examination of Donald Trump's IRS commissioner, Billy Long, where she has him read the statute that literally says it is unlawful for the United States president or anyone in the government to cause or coerce or threaten the IRS to perform an audit on somebody. And Billy Long, the IRS commissioner, reads the words, but refuses to admit what the words say. Watch this.
I sent you the statute. You've had 3 weeks to talk to the lawyers about it. So let's jump in. Mr. Long, is it illegal for the president to direct the IRS to revoke a taxpayer's nonprofit status?
In the first place, he wouldn't do that. He's not going to come to me and say that. That's not my question, Mr. Long. Please don't start down this. Are we on section 7212 or 7217?
I'm at 26 U.S.C. 7217. Do I need to read it to you?
Prohibits any member of the executive branch to request the IRS to conduct or terminate an audit on a taxpayer.
All righty. So is it illegal?
I'm going to follow the law. And if that's the law, yes.
Okay, but I want you, that is the law.
Yeah.
So I just want to be clear. Is it illegal for the President of the United States to instruct the IRS to remove a taxpayer's nonprofit status?
Prohibits any member of the executive branch to request the IRS to conduct or terminate an audit of the taxpayer.
Right. Is that a yes?
I'd have to go to the lawyers at the IRS to tell me.
No, come on. You just read it.
I know, but I don't see the instance that you're speaking about in there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see.
Look, it says it shall be unlawful for any applicable person, which in this case includes the president, to request directly or indirectly any officer or employee of the Internal Revenue Service to conduct or terminate an audit or other investigation of any particular taxpayer. Is it illegal for the president to instruct the IRS to remove nonprofit status from a taxpayer?
I'm not going to have the answer that you need, and I apologize, but like I said.
Why are you not having the answer? You've had 3 weeks to consult with lawyers. The statute is about as clear as plain English.
Well, if I say I'm going to follow the law, why would you need to ask me the question?
Well, because I want to make sure that you understand what the law says. If you think follow the law means you just get to make it up on the spot, then, Bud, you don't get to be the IRS commissioner.
And again, I think that is a brilliant line of cross-examination for these MAGA Republicans because they're such liars. You have to almost go through a more basic and rudimentary cross with them. Have them read the words and basically refuse to even say what the words say to expose that this is just a death cult at this point, that these are not actual leaders, that these are traitors, that these are Trumpers who will do whatever the hell he says and wants, who are terrified of him, Kim Jong-un style. It's despicable. Ruben Gallego, Democratic senator from Arizona, he then questions Kristi Noem about taking Gulfstream jets and doing Instagram photo shoots while she cosplays and dresses up. And then she's like, I think that the people at Homeland Security really appreciate the way I do that. And then Democratic Senator Gallego, who is a veteran himself, starts saying, you realize that like you don't even know how to hold a gun? Like the way you're holding your weapons shows that you've never held a firearm before, or especially the firearms that you're holding. Watch this.
No idea, but I do spend time out there with our components, making sure that they are know that they have a secretary that's engaged with them, that's visiting with them, seeing what their needs are. No, sir, they're not photos. They've meant the world to the individuals at the Department of Homeland Security. They have meant the world to our ICE agents, our border agents. When they ask me to be out there with them, so they know what they're.
Next up, you have Democratic Senator Murphy cross-examining Marco Rubio about, among other things, Donald Trump holding crypto parties, Donald Trump selling meme coins, Donald Trump selling influence to the White House, bribes, putting the United States for sale for foreign interests. Here's what Rubio says in response. Let's play it.
Let me ask you about the dinner that's happening this Thursday night. The president has offered access to him to the 200 top purchasers of his meme coin. Reports are that maybe about half or more of those individuals who will be meeting with him, many in a VIP reception, are foreigners. Do you have a list of those foreign individuals who will be meeting with the president?
I don't. I don't know anything about it. I didn't even know there was a dinner on Thursday night. So I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So you don't know whether any of the foreign individuals who are going to be meeting with the president this Thursday night, for instance, are on our list of sanctioned individuals, or whether any of those individuals have connections to, let's say, terrorist organizations abroad?
Well, I think if they had terrorist links, the Department of Homeland Security probably would not have allowed them into the country. But I don't even know there is a dinner on Thursday. You're asking me about something I don't know about.
Well, but listen, this is a dinner that the president is having. It is likely going to involve some very significant foreign interests. You have to be pretty wealthy in order to be able to get inside this dinner. Isn't that a relevant question for the Secretary of State?
Yeah, I'm not the social
Which foreign
secretary,
interests are going to be speaking to the president? I mean, it's kind of naive to believe that they aren't going to be in that room talking about national security matters.
Well, I don't think that that's the case at all, because I would be aware if it was the case. The truth of the matter is I interact with government officials and others in governments of other countries. That's what I don't say. You're asking me about a dinner I don't know anything about. I can't answer you because I don't know anything about this dinner. It's the first I heard of it. Like I said, I don't keep the president's social schedule. It's not on my phone. It's not in my pocket. I don't even know. I can't comment on a dinner I know nothing about.
Yeah, I think that represents a real problem for this committee, because there is clearly a way around the State Department for foreign individuals of significant influence and wealth to be able to directly lobby the president of the United States.
But I don't think
your
that's
answer
fair.
is that you don't know this is happening.
Well, I don't know that there's a dinner.
In and of itself is.
I don't know that there's a dinner, and I don't know what the guest list is, but I can tell you, I've run into the president of FIFA from the World Cup. He's here all the time. I see him. He's a private individual. It's not a government entity, and he's met with the president and is friendly with the president. He doesn't have to go through me to meet with the president. The president has relationships and friends and people he's known for a long time. Some of them are foreigners. That's not unusual.
Yeah,
but you're asking me about a specific dinner and implying nefarious impact. I can't comment on a
meeting
on
with
a
the president. I think you should probably endeavor to